You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
This is the Daniel Monday Night Community Show on demand through YouTube. Thank you very much for choosing to listen to us through this method. If you'd like to keep up to date with when I add new interviews, then subscribe to this channel. We are now joined with Carol Lynch on the telephone here at BRFM on the Monday Night Community Show, and she's from the Kent Community Foundation. Firstly, welcome along to the show.
Hello, Daniel. Thank you very much.
Well, I was wondering firstly if you could tell us a little bit about your organisation.
Yeah, well, Kent Community Foundation has been going for about 11 years, and our role is to connect people in Kent and Medway who want to support local causes, to connect them with fantastic local projects that are doing great work benefiting the community.
So could you tell our listeners a little bit about your role within that?
Well, I'm the chief executive, so part of my job is going out and speaking to people who want to support their local communities and persuading them to donate to their local communities. And the other side of my job is going out and visiting the fantastic charities, projects, community groups that are going on in the county and connecting those two a bit like a matchmaker.
Now, Carol, I know one of the things you wanted to get over to our listeners is your surviving winter appeal. So I was wondering if you could tell them a little bit about that.
Well, this is its third year, and it started 3 years ago because you probably know, Daniel, most people over the age of 60 receive a winter fuel payment. Now, there's lots of people who desperately need that payment, but there are other people who are quite well off and don't need the payment. And we started this appeal, the Surviving Winter Appeal, to give people who don't need their winter fuel payment the opportunity to put it into a fund and make sure that it got to other older people who do need more money in the winter. So it's a fantastic way of local people in Kent helping each other. It's been going for 3 years. Last year we raised over £34,000 in Kent to support elderly people during the winter months when fuel prices are going up, as we all know in the news, and it's getting colder and colder, and the money's going directly to help older people during the winter months to stay warm.
Well, the Surviving Winter Appeal certainly sounds like it's been successful, and that's why I assume you've continued to run it.
Absolutely, and there's still lots of elderly people out there who need help this winter more than ever as fuel prices continue to increase. But there's also lots of people in Kent who want to help their neighbours who might need an extra bit of support during the winter months. So there's demand on both sides. There's both people who need help, but there's plenty of people who want to help as well.
I also understand that there's been some grants available as well.
Yes, we've been distributing the money in two ways. One, we've been giving hardship grants directly to elderly people through organisations like the Age UK's and local housing associations, directly to elderly people who are struggling with the long, cold winter. That's one way we've been supporting elderly people. And the other way is we've been giving money to groups like lunch clubs and befriending projects to support and help people not to get too isolated during the winter, because that's very important as well.
Now, the Kent Community Foundation, this is the appeal they're running at the moment, but what else do you do?
Well, we give out hundreds of grants every year to local projects. We're very much about local giving, about all the great work that's happening at the grassroots level across the county and making sure that's funded. You probably know, Daniel, but about 80% of charitable income goes to the big charities. And what we're about saying is let's not forget all the fantastic local projects that are going on at a local level, and they need funding too. And that's so in the last 10 years, we have given out 4,000 grants of less than £5,000.
Now, before you go, I was just wondering if you could give our listeners any contact details where they can find out a bit more about you.
Yes, please. Our office number is 01303 814 500. That's 01303 814 500, and it's Kent Community Foundation.
Do you have a website as well, out of interest?
Yes, we do indeed. www.kentcf kentcf.org.uk.
Well, I'd like to thank you very much for telling the listeners a little bit about the Kent Community Foundation, also making our listeners aware of your Surviving Winter Peel as well.
Thank you very much indeed, Daniel, for letting us tell you all about it.